I made it. 4 hours later, here for day 2 of the Hope for Healing Challenge. Mal, I'm so glad that you're here. I have had a wild morning to share with you all, and to be totally honest, I'm not entirely sure what's going to come through here this afternoon, but I do know that Spirit wanted me to show up and share with you. I am so glad you're here. Beautiful. Welcome. Hello, if you're just joining. Hi, maybe share where you're coming in from. I'm here in rural South Carolina, Aiken to be exact. The pines behind me here, and so grateful for this community. I was scheduled to go live this morning at 10 a.m. and I think maybe about 15 minutes before that was having one of the most intense release experiences that I've ever had in my entire life, poetically, because we are here to talk about releasing your suffering today. And I was in full release of my suffering this morning. I'm releasing the YouTube stream for today. Hello from New York City, Wilmington, South Carolina. Oh, keep chiming in. I'm so glad y'all are here live. Thank you. We're going to get to the message in just a minute, but I woke up this morning and I did not trust myself. And I pushed myself too hard. And my body basically collapsed because of it. Nick, I'm glad you're here. Chelsea, hello community. Thank you for being here today. We're going to just be streaming here on Instagram. I've released the YouTube. This is the Hope for Healing Challenge, day 2, and we're talking about releasing our suffering today. Releasing our suffering. And I did that this morning. I feel like I need to be witnessed and why we're here 4 hours later. I had an experience I'm probably going to be integrating for quite a while, but I was moving energy through my body by way of feeling incredibly sick and moving grief. I was weeping at the thought of having to postpone this and just the overwhelm that comes with holding so many pieces. And I will credit my husband here. I knew the live stream was scheduled to happen. My children had needs, right? My body had needs. And I looked at him and I said, I don't know how to hold all the pieces. And he said, I think you're just supposed to hold your pieces right now, love. So he held me while I held my pieces, and I got to have a really messy morning. So thank you for giving me that space. We're here today to talk about releasing, just like I'm doing right now, and I hope you can be in the practice of with me today here on this beautiful spring day, releasing your suffering, releasing what's not yours, relinquishing control over the stuff you cannot hold anymore. Give me a wave if you have stuff that you're tired of holding, that feels too heavy and burdensome for you anymore, and you need to lay it down. You're ready to release your suffering. Give me a yes if you're ready. So, Katie's like, me please. Here's my question for you, community. What does it look like, your suffering, right? That trapped energy that we talked about yesterday, that stored trauma, that unexpressed emotion, all of that stuff, right? What does it look like when it's trapped in your body? Speak from your experience. For me this morning, that energy was a pit in my stomach that needed to either evacuate up or down, right? And I wasn't sure which way to direct it. That trapped energy looked like mind chatter for me, that how can I postpone this, right? There's so many pieces. For Katie, she says it feels like pain. Yes, and that is so true for many of us, Katie. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that. The dis-ease we are all experiencing, this thing I've got in my back right shoulder, yes, it's linked to how I'm holding myself when I'm working, sure. And there's an energetic and a spiritual root to that pain in my back right shoulder blade, right? So Denali's mom says it looks like emotional volatility for me. Yes, I think every mom in the room sees you right now in this moment. So glad you're here. If you're just joining, we're talking about that trapped energy in your body and how would it manifest, what it looks like. For some of us, it's just chronic inflammation and food allergies, a digestive system that just doesn't want to break things down in an easy way. For some of us, that looks like self-sabotage cycles, right? Knowing what's best for us. The question was asked yesterday and it was beautiful. Why is it so difficult for me to do what's best for me, to give my body what she needs? And, I spoke to the programming yesterday, but really, it's an age-old question. And I'd love your insight. Why is it difficult for you to give yourself what you most need? For me this morning, where I felt challenged in that was knowing that so many other people rely on me. In some way, hi Tess, I'm glad you're here, right? In some way rely on me. So it felt so difficult to tune into my actual need versus the projected need of everyone around me. Let me know if this resonates with you. I think so many of us are carrying not just our weight, right? That we're ready to put down our suffering, but the suffering of others and the feeling of responsibility that we have for others. Gosh, what a crushing weight we're all carrying. Yes? Yes. Mel says yes, right? Witnessing my children being neglected this morning as my husband was trying to tend to me, right? As my needs were just sort of causing this cataclysmic thing to happen, right? And my old scripting wanted me to spiral into self-sabotage, but I knew this was the message today. And I said, no, it's not happening. I'm going to do what I'm going to teach them. I'm going to release it all. I'm going to let it all go. And I think I'll even let some more go while we're here. So that trapped energy in your body is your depression. It is your anxiety. It is your mind chatter. It is your physical pain. It is your loneliness. It is your cancer. It is the resentment that's eating away at you. And let me give you some hope for your healing that can be released. You can be freed from that suffering. You've got to be willing to let it go, though. And I was reminded of that this morning. You know, that moment before you vomit, those moments before vomiting where, and any puke fighters out there, any one of you who would rather do anything but let the puke come up. I can't be alone in this, right? I had a choice point this morning. Am I going to let this go, right? Am I going to let myself be sick? Or am I going to fight and hold and control the urge to be ill? So I chose to let it go. And that was some painful guttural vomiting that I said to my husband when it was done. That wasn't just, something I ate in the last day or a little bug in my system. That was like an energetic and spiritual release that I had this morning of whatever came out of me. And I want to invite you to move energy out of you today. Yeah? So how do we move energy? How do you move energy? How do we get this out of our systems? Well, we can practice the breath pattern I'll be offering you today right now. This is the blow breath. In through the mouth and out through the mouth. And it's an incredible pattern for letting go, at least in my experience. For degrading the ego, for releasing the mind chatter, for relinquishing control of vomit, right? And allowing the energy to move. So how does energy move? 3 ways. First, by sound. We all know this one pretty good, right? Children are great at this. Ah! When they get excited about something, when they feel upset about something, they let energy move out of this chakra, ha, and into the world. I had a realization yesterday that I think one of the reasons I loved musical theater as a kid was getting to express all of this energy that you see. I had all this energy when I was 6 years old too. Getting to have an outlet for it. Getting to sing it out. Yeah? Yelling, shouting, singing, even the gentler humming. Can you hum a little right now? Right? That's all moving that energy, that stagnation, that dis-ease that we're after, that suffering that we're ready to let go of. Energy also moves when we move our bodies. Yes, Cassie, I'm glad you're here. Energy moves when we move, right? This is why exercise, running, dancing, what's your movement? Share with the community. How do you move energy through your body? Shaking. We know this now. A lot of the trauma research is showing us the shaking that you didn't get to do post-trauma. Shake it out of you now. Dance it out of you now. Move it out of your body now. This is why inside the breathwork experience, after we have the 60-minute live breathwork experience together once per week for the 5 weeks, there is always a movement song at the end. And you don't have to have your camera on, but I am always inviting you to move the energy that we moved with the breath, and you'll feel it today when we breathe, out through your channel of your body. So energy moves by sound. Energy moves by movement. Yes, Cassie says dancing. Spontaneous dance parties in the kitchen move energy like nothing else. Yeah? Can we all agree on that? And 3, the reason we're here. The prime tool at our disposal for releasing our suffering and our attachment to said suffering and our fear of what might happen when we release said suffering is the breath. Is your breath. Let's take 3 right now, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Feeling the air going into your body and back out again. Letting that wave of the breath be intentional for a moment here. Breath of life indeed. Yes? And so much of the time when we are holding on to our suffering, we are not breathing. There's no breath around it. And my husband, God love this man, as he held me this morning in my suffering, right? Said to me, perhaps there's some gentle breathing that you can do. God love him. And once I invited that breath in, it was like, oh, the tears flooded, the relief came in, right? I'm safe to let it go. You are safe to let it go. We talked about safety yesterday, right? You need to feel safe to puke in front of your partner of 17 years the way that I puked in front of this man this morning, and the way that he held me in the hours after. Do not take that for granted. And in fact, after my experience this morning, will never take him or this kind of partnership for granted again. We're talking about moving energy, and we're going to move some energy via the blow breath in a session today in just a little bit. I want to make sure we get all of the teachings in first. Thank you for being here live. I encourage you to chime in, ask questions, and support each other too. We're moving towards a 20-minute breathwork journey at the end of this session. I have to figure out how to get a replay of this without the YouTube stream, but you know what? That is one of the things I had to let go of leading up to this, but I couldn't quite get YouTube and the music and this, and it was like, let it go, right? Let it go. Where can you, this is my journal prompt for you, friends. So glad you're here, Haley. Where can you relinquish some control in your experience, right? Where can you let go? Where can you outsource? Where can you ask for help? Where can you let yourself be held by people who love you, by this container right here? If you don't have a partnership like I have, that I got to be held in this morning, I am here as a guide to hold you. while you let go today of your suffering. So to be clear, when we are letting go, when we are releasing our suffering, we have to give it a channel, right? Is it moving by way of noise? Ha! Is it moving by way of breath? Is it moving out of my body? Or, bonus points, friends, is all 3 points represented here, right? All 3. Ugly crying is moving your body, moving sound, right? And moving air. Yeah? Full body orgasms, right? We are moving energy in all of the ways. And that's going to be our practice today. So share with the community. Really, get clear, because before you go into a breathwork journey, before you go into a psychedelic journey, before you take your microdose for the day, before you walk out your door to do your work in the world, what is your intention? What are you ready to release? What are you taking to the altar and lying down and saying, no more? I'm not carrying this by myself anymore. I have infinite support. And I'm safe to let go and release. Maybe it's your fear of the unknown, right? Needing to control what other people eat. I'm big on that one, right? How much screen time are my children having, right? How much control am I enacting here? I'm ready to release that, right? Or at least show up in a different way. So you have to get clear about what you're releasing, right? You don't have to know why it's there and who put it there and is it me, is it not me, is this an old story? Like sometimes it's just get this feeling out of my body, right? What are you ready to release from your past? Right? What story, what event, what memory, what person, experience, thing are you still looped into energetically that you are ready to release your tether to, right? What cords are you cutting? We do a cord cutting ceremony and ritual in week 3, maybe it's 4, don't quote me on it, of the breathwork experience. Because there is something really powerful about visualizing, right? The release from that thing. Yes. Cassie says, I'm ready to release perfectionism about how I show up in the world. And you are releasing that right now by allowing yourself to be seen in this community and saying that, right? As we witness you in that. And then we'll breathe life into it, Cassie. We will breathe life into it. What are you ready to release yourself from holding yourself hostage around? What is the habit or habits that you desperately want to stop doing, right? The things you're eating, the things you're consuming, the things you're not eating or not consuming, the amount of media you take in, the amount of media you don't take in, right? All of these things that drive us kind of freaking bananas in the day-to-day trying to manage. Let's lay them down at the altar of breath work and release them with sound, with breath, and with movement. And that's the invitation today. We're going to step into the journey in about 5 to 10 minutes. So getting clear, making an intention, right? Making an ask. What are you bringing to lay down? I've talked a lot about forgiveness in the last 10 years of helping you all walk through various iterations of your transformations and the various iterations of mine as I get to metamorphosize right alongside you. Thank you to my business coach, Chelsea, because when I was in the shit this morning of releasing, of being held by my husband, of being sick and grief-stricken and so overwhelmed with everything, let me be clear, it was the agony and the ecstasy. Like, I could see the beauty end the agony all at the same time. Thank you, psychedelics. And there's so much to be said for forgiveness, guys, isn't there? Forgiveness, yes, of the other, but forgiveness of ourselves in every single moment for the standards that we hold ourselves to that are impossible, right? Perfectionism is a lie. It's a lie. And none of us are immune from wanting to please our way through this world with each other. I'm glad you're here. When we truly embrace a forgiveness practice, a daily practice of forgiving ourselves in every moment for the messiness of being human, for the messiness and the mistakes that we constantly make, that's when your life begins to transform. That's when you take shape. That's when you go from being the goo. And thank you, back to my original thought. My business mentor said yesterday, the goo inside of the chrysalis, right? The caterpillar doesn't just go from, oh, I'm a caterpillar and then I'm the butterfly. They become the freaking goo. And as I was in the goo this morning, I had to hold my parts and forgive myself and love myself until I put this outfit on and took a shower and said, I'm still going to show up because there is hope, right? There's hope when we release. So I'm going to give you the opportunity today to forgive, to let go, to lay down your burdens, to release what's holding you back by way of the breath. In through the mouth and out through the mouth. Whatever pace and whatever speed feels good to you, I'm going to ask you to embrace this breath for the 20 minutes that we will drop in together. I also want to give you permission to move the energy, right? To release the suffering with sound. That can look like making a little noise on the exhale. Ha, ha. For me, that often looks like in a breathwork journey when I'm being guided. An ugly cry. Don't worry if you don't have an ugly cry in you. But letting yourself, even humming. Katie's in here. We have a singer, a trained singer, right? Use your voice. Use this gift of toning to move your suffering through you. And then I want to invite you to use your body to release your suffering. Use your body to move through your pain, right? You don't need to run from the pain, disassociate from the pain, right? Drop down, give it breath, and give it an access point out of you. Breath, sound, movement. All three move energy, all three move suffering out of your body. Okay. We're going to drop into 20 minutes of the breath here together. I want to invite you before we do to please come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. because part 3 of this message, the receiving, the healing, the expansion, the ascension message will come through and we'll have another breathwork experience. But for today, please consider joining the breathwork experience. I give all of myself to those of you inside of my containers, and I know those of you who've done programs with me before can attest to this. I would love to have you join this next round of this healing and transformative breathing program. Whoever you are, wherever you are receiving this message in the world. There is so much healing available to you when we breathe that I think many of us don't have an understanding for how to get this suffering out of our bodies until the breath gives us permission to move it through. So if after the fact you know anybody that could benefit from this message or from my work, please do share this video. It would mean a lot to me. All right, the blow breath will be our breath throughout this journey. I want you to find a space where you can settle in, where you can allow yourself to sit or lie down. My preference for you would be to lie down, but please do listen to your body and see what it needs. This blow breath will be offered in intermittent spurts. And in between the blow breath, I offer you the halo breath, our breath from yesterday, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Practice that with me. That's it. In through the nose and out through the mouth. This is an alkaline breath. This is a regulating breath. You'll want to make sure that exhale is nice and long so that all of that CO2 gets out and you are releasing what needs to be released from your body. Whether you're clear on what it is or not, doesn't matter. Let it move out of your channel by way of sound, movement, and breath for the next 20 minutes. Let yourself be held. Let yourself be forgiven. Let yourself release. I'm going to start some music up in just a moment. We won't start breathing right away. I'll invite you first to just feel yourself in your space, placing the phone down and just tuning into your body. Feeling where gravity is reminding you of her presence. Feeling where the earth is rising up to hold you right now. Whether that's a chair or your bed or the actual grass on the ground. Feel yourself held here inside the safe container of the Hope for Healing Challenge and this particular live stream. Connecting to your highest self, whatever name you use for God, and setting the intention here. Show us what it looks like and feels like to release what does not belong, what's no longer helpful, and what I no longer need to cling to in my body, in my mind, in my life. Show me what it feels like to put it down. If you want to connect to anybody else on your spirit team, grandmothers, grandfathers, guardian angels, thank you for guiding us, supporting us, and protecting us as we drop into the breath today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so it is. In just a moment, I'm going to invite you to just some teeny tiny little pulses of that blow breath. Just beginning to intentionally move the air in and out of your being. Just to get that energy stirred up. Really listening to what your body needs here. That's it. We'll stay here about 1 more minute with this blow breath, allowing it to be whatever pace and whatever depth serve you just at the start of this session. Knowing that we don't have to control and push to heal. breath supports us in allowing the healing. That's it. A few more blow breaths here, and we're going to take a hold, releasing, letting go of any work and holding your breath at the top or the bottom, doesn't matter, just retain. When you're ready, I'm inviting a halo breath now, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Feeling where the breath is being called to in your body. And honoring that. What parts of you have trapped, stored, blocked energy? Just sending that halo breath to that spot. Or if that feels like too much, right? Send that halo breath to your heart, to your inner child. Just be with yourself. That's it. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Letting that air move through you. Beautiful. Just like that. Keep that air going in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just like that, we're going to take a hold at the top in just a minute here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. At your next opportunity, at your next fullest expansion of yourself in the breath, I want you to hold. When you're ready to let that hold go, consider coming down to a bottom hold or coming back to your breath. That's it. Halo breaths here for just another moment before we come into another round of that blow breath. What is already releasing from you? Where is there suffering breaking free from your body, your mind, or your spirit in this moment? Tune into that and send it a breath. I'm inviting you into a round of the blow breath here now. In and out of the mouth. Using this breath now to really blow away, break through that attachment to suffering. In and out of the mouth. Blowing out on that exhale. Keep that blow breath going here, in and out of the mouth. That's it. That's it. You are moving that stagnation, that pain, that mind chatter, that resentment, that self-sabotage, that blame, that shame, your loneliness, your anxiety. Letting all of that go. You can't possibly hold it all in this body. It's your birthright to release it. Blow breath. You're so close. We're going to sustain this. 30 seconds more. You are stronger than you know. That's it. Just keep breathing here. What is asking to be released? You're safe to put it down. If you're just joining, welcome. We're using the blow breath. And having a journey here. Releasing our suffering. By way of the breath, by way of sound, by way of movement, by way of forgiveness. Let go of that blow breath now. Let go of all effort. And hold your breath when you can, if you can, for as long as you can, honoring your process as you do. That's it. You can imagine all of that old crap just falling off of you, rushing down your arms and legs, being absorbed by the earth. Not yours to carry anymore. When you're ready to come out of that hold, I'll invite you into a halo breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. That's it. Letting yourself really release on that exhale. What sound? What energy? What movement can you invite into your release practice today? That's it. You're more than halfway through this journey with your breath. All you need to do is move air, move sound, move your body, and allow yourself to release what's not yours, what was never yours, that burden of responsibility that you have for everyone else. Set it down. Let it go. You are safe. Keep the air moving. As you allow for deeper releasing to be experienced here. If you have capacity to come into another round of the blow breath, invitation here. What is still asking to be released? That's it. You don't have to fight. You just have to breathe. Let the breath relieve you of this energy. Give it a path out of you. Exhale, full release. Full permission to make noise here. When you're ready to slow your pace, come to a hold if it would feel good for your practice. Feeling how held you are, how safe you are, how supported you are to let go. I want to invite you to a gentle halo breath here. In through the nose and out through the mouth. What can you release from your body? There's about 5 more minutes left in our journey. I'll invite you to stay right where you are. Stay close to you. Asking yourself, what do I need now? Do I need more breath? Do I need a pause? Do I need to pray? Right? Do I need to do nothing? Ask and then honor it. You are safe to move this energy through your body by way of breath, by way of sound, by way of movement. Wrapping yourself in forgiveness in every moment. True forgiveness for being human. You are forgiven. You are safe to set it down, to let it go, to give up the fight, to release what you don't want to hold anymore, and what you need some support holding with you. Feel the infinite support that you have in this moment. And let the breath move through you. Let that air move through you here. You are so safe. You are so supported. You are so held. If you'd like to release all effort now and come into a hold, top or bottom, but let yourself be held now. No more work, no more effort, no more breathing work, no more releasing work, no more letting go work. Just be right here with yourself. Draw closer to you now. to that little one in you and ask him or her, how can I love you more? How can I see you more? Show me. Let me be guided. What's here for you? When you've allowed the surrender, when you've let go of the suffering, when you lay your burdens down, you are held. You are so guided and supported and loved. Thank you for showing us what it looks like and feels like to release by way of the breath. Thank you for this gift of forgiveness in every moment. Continue to show us what it looks like to release, to let go, to surrender, to feel, and allow all of it. Bless it, and to release it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll invite you to place your hands anywhere on your body that may need some support. Your belly, your heart, and to shift your posture, keeping connected to your process here. Don't come back to the screen or anything that you're not ready for, but you may want to shift your posture to a fetal posture or something that would feel really nurturing and safe here for these final moments of the journey. Letting your transition be gentle. Releasing is really beautiful, sacred work. And it can be really exhausting too. So remember to hold yourself, all of the parts, all of your beautiful pieces. Reclaiming what's still here after the release. You may wish to feel the earth supporting you, holding you up, embracing you. You may want to invite some gentle halo breaths back into your experience. Letting your body sway. If you have access to the outdoors and the weather is pleasant, when it's appropriate, if it's appropriate, making contact with the earth to ground you in the right here and the right now of your present moment. In this body on this planet. I'm holding the space with no expectation. Please stay in your process and allow me to invite anyone watching this video live or after the fact. First, my gratitude for being here, for showing up in your process and seeing me and holding me as I get to continue to show up, flawed and messy in my own process. Immense gratitude to you. I invite you to join us for day 3 of the Hope for Healing Challenge tomorrow here, live on Instagram and hopefully also live on YouTube. I invite you to share this message or the message of breathwork to anybody you know who's suffering and could use some hope for their own healing right now. And I invite you to share, whether you're on live or after the fact, please do share with the community. What did you release? Or what do you feel now in the aftermath of that release? Don't even think about what you released. Let that just go. What's here for you now? Right? What is available to you from this space, guys? That's what I want you to feel into. That's what I want you to breathe into today and going forward for all of your days, right? This is a critical part of what I teach inside of the breathwork experience. If there is anything you want to receive, and we all have desires in our heart, we were born with them. If there's anything you want to receive, there's a whole lot that you need to let go of. There's a whole lot of releasing that needs to happen. And the breath is such a beautiful tool for ushering that energy out. And then what's on the other side? Let's read the comments, right? So much support, says Cassie. So much love. Yes, you felt it. I felt it too. Jillian, beautiful. Katie, thank you for being here. Yes, what is alive and present for you on the other side of releasing? Tomorrow we will be talking about healing. We will be talking about expansion. We will be talking about filling up this space with more of you, with the miracle that you've been waiting on. Mel says her grandfather came through. Use your voice, baby girl, he said. Beautiful. Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. From Haley. Yes, the calm is coming through for Chelsea. I'm so grateful for this community. Haley says, Freedom Flow Goddess, I am safe, supported, and protected. Amen. Give Haley an amen or a heart or a like here if you are receiving that very same message today. You are safe, supported, and protected to let it go. Let yourself be held going forward. Mel says, I feel like I just experienced every instance of love I've ever received all at once. Yeah, and this is the beauty on the other side of the ugly cry, right? On the other side of me vomiting on the side of my house 10 minutes before the live I was supposed to do this morning, right? This is the miracle when we stop controlling it. Denali's mom says, I feel loved and wanted. Yes, you are. Every bit of you. Thank you for allowing yourself to be seen here in this live stream. I hope that this can reach as many people as possible. Please do share this stream. If you know anybody who could benefit from releasing some of their suffering too. Go forth in this energy of releasing, and please be gentle with yourself. After a release is the time when you most want to tend to and take care of yourself. Clear commitments away. Don't hold yourself to any expectations. Give yourself nourishment and water and love, and ask those who you love to care for you. I'll see you tomorrow for day 3 of the Hope for Healing Challenge. Who knows what will come through, but I think it will be inspired. Thank you, dear community, for going on the journey to heal your life and for helping me heal mine as I hold space for you. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Haley. Thank you, Cassie. Thank you, everybody here today. Take care.